Hi, it's Amy with Intuitive Coaching with Amy Radio, and this is your sacred space for spirituality, intuition, manifestation, and metaphysical wisdom. All right, let's talk about something that can really simplify your spiritual and manifestation journey. Every practice works. Affirmations, meditation, hypnosis, subliminals, visualization, all the forms of visualizing, all the forms of imagining, vision boards, prayer, reading spiritual texts, spells, rituals, prophecy, psychic readings, tarot, divination, gratitude, forgiveness, releasing, tapping, and the list goes on and on and on and on. Courses, it all works. There are so many spiritual and personal development practices available to you right now. And I really believe you can choose the one that interests you, that feels good to you, that feels exciting, and then you keep working it. It all works. And what I've discovered is practices work in two ways. If you practice consistently and really give yourself over to the practice, you're going to receive intuitive insights. And then when you act on those intuitive insights, it's going to lead you in the direction you're meant to go. And that can produce an immediate result. And then practice also supports what I call instant manifestation when you combine it with your faith, but you have to do it for you. You can listen to somebody say, hey, this works for me. And I've said that many things I've offered over the years on this program that worked for me. And that can help you feel, and that hearing that, their testimonial can help you feel a sense of faith. And then you take that practice and you do it full out for yourself. And everything you do has to be for you. If you are doing a practice because you're trying to produce a result so that someone else thinks a certain way about you, or because you do not want to disappoint someone, or you're not really doing it for you, it won't work in the same way. So you can do a practice, but if you're doing it from the state of, oh my God, I don't want to feel this shame, it might not be as effective. But if you do it from a place of desire, and if you do it because it matters to you, and if you do it because you feel like it's a part of your connection to source in this time-space reality, then it works. Everything works. So find your center as you're doing your practices, meaning like return to, I guess back in the day they call it grounding. I've never been that excited about that practice, though I do it. But I have come to collectively call everything that helps me relax into a practice centering. And if you need to, use your practice initially to clear out some heavy emotions. And once you clear out those heavy emotions, go into your practice and approach that practice with the mindset that everything works, that you are a powerful manifester, and that spirit wants you to have your truest desire. And when it comes to clearing out heavy emotions, you can do that with a collection of spiritual practices. So don't feel like, oh, I can't practice because I'm feeling this way. No, it all works. But in terms of really invoking the power, the positive transformative power of a spiritual practice, you want to clear out as much of those heavy emotions as you can. I don't think you have to be perfect. I think we get a lot of grace in that. And then you keep going. So I'll say it one more time. Everything works. You may receive intuitive insight and take an action and it leads to the result. Or you might do a practice on what you want manifests immediately. You still will probably have to do your part on some level. So if you're looking for a job, you probably need to apply. If you're looking for a partner, you probably need to be out there dating. But if you're really engaged in your practice, there's a part of you that knows that I need to be taking action. If you're engaging your practice and you're doing it to escape your reality, yeah, you're probably not taking action, but you're probably really not engaging that practice, right? But if you're full-hearted about it and in full faith about it, yeah, you're going to take the action. You're going to take the action. And things might get tricky sometimes because sometimes we say we want something, but we are not actively walking towards it in a way that produces the result. And so this is where the message, you need to take a step so Spirit can take 10 on your behalf. And sometimes it can be difficult to see when our step is really a step and when it's not. I'll say it that way. But you'll know. You'll know if you're all in. You'll know if you're 80% in. You'll know if you're 60% in. And just ask yourself. And then ask yourself why you're not 100% in. And whatever that fear is, whatever that worry is, clean it up. So, one more time, everything works. Everything works. Everything works. Everything works. Be all in. Stay rooted in that fact. Believe that you are an excellent manifester. Don't think you need to be responsible for it all coming together, because you're not. You're only responsible for you and the energy you bring to the situation. And as long as you stay rooted in that confidently and free from attachment, and when I say free from attachment, it's not that you don't want your desire, it's that you accept that this is going to come through in a way in which I don't fully understand, and that's okay. I'm still going to be all in. And I trust however way in which it shows up and when it shows up. And it can work really fast. Every practice can work really fast. So do what feels good to you. Do what excites you. Do what feels right to you. And then do what you know you need to do. Because sometimes there's a practice that is not that exciting, like say forgiveness, but you know that once you clear out that layer of energy, you just opened yourself up to your desire. And if you're ready to deepen your spiritual practice, or your spiritual work, or your manifestation work, or your intuitive work, and you want consistent support, I've created the Light Intuitive Coaching Package for you. This is a private 4-month coaching experience with 4 intuitive coaching sessions, plus optional email support in between sessions. You can use this for work on whatever you're creating in your life. It can be around business, your career, a romantic relationship, money, a particular dream, a particular transformation. Or if you just want to stay connected to your intuition, faith, and inner wisdom. The sessions are flexible. You can talk about anything that's on your heart. We'll look at what's happening, what you want, or what your intuition's telling you, what's coming up psychically for you, and you'll know how to move forward. And in between sessions, you can reach out for insight, quick psychic guidance, feedback. You can share your wins. The Light Intuitive Coaching Package. You can learn more about it at intuitivecoachingwithamy.com. Thank you so much for listening to this show. I pray it was helpful. Again, everything works. This crazy hierarchy of, oh, that doesn't really work, or that's beneath me, or this is that, or, oh my gosh, that's just internet garbage. Strip away that conversation and focus on the practice, because there are so many brilliant new teachers out there that are bringing forward really cutting edge wisdom that's going to move us into a whole new way of using energy and our connection to source. And so just stay open and be willing to practice, be all in, know your desire, and you will find that you are living the life that you truly want to be living. Thank you so much for listening to this show. I look forward to connecting with you on the next. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.